Welcome, English learners, to English Podcast for Life. I'm Liam, and I'm thrilled to be your guide today as we unlock the secrets to thinking fast and speaking fast in English.
And I'm Chloe. Honestly, Liam, I know that feeling all too well, having all the right words in your head, but they just won't come out when you need them. It's so frustrating.
It absolutely is, Chloe, and you're not alone. This is one of the biggest challenges for anyone learning a new language. Today, we're diving deep into practical strategies to help you bridge that frustrating gap between understanding English and actually speaking it with confidence and speed.
Our goal is to make you feel less stuck, more natural, and much more dynamic in your English conversations. Get ready to transform how you interact.
Exactly. We're going to give you actionable techniques you can start implementing today. So, whether you're commuting, exercising, or just relaxing at home, grab a pen and paper if you like, and let's jump right in.
So, Liam, let's get right to it. Why do I sometimes feel like my brain just freezes when I try to speak English? I understand perfectly, but then, silence.
Great question, Chloe. It's a common experience, and it usually comes down to a few key roadblocks that we can definitely overcome. The translation trap. This is probably the biggest one. Many learners try to translate every single word from their native language into English before speaking. Think about it. Your brain is doing double the work. Native speakers don't translate, they think directly in English. This habit slows you down immensely. Plus, grammar structures and idioms are often very different. Fear of making mistakes. The dreaded perfectionism. We worrying so much about saying something wrong that we end up saying nothing at all. But here's the secret: mistakes are part of learning. Every fluent speaker made tons of mistakes on their journey. Limited active vocabulary. You might recognize many English words when you read or listen, but your brain hasn't practiced retrieving them quickly for speaking. There's a big difference between passive knowledge and active, ready-to-use vocabulary. Lack of real-time practice. If you don't regularly put yourself in situations where you have to speak quickly, your brain won't develop that muscle. It's like trying to run a marathon without training. Grammar overthinking. Trying to conjugate every verb perfectly. Remember every tense and apply every rule before you open your mouth. This mental process can be overwhelming and paralyzing.
Okay, the translation trap and fear of mistakes really hit home for me. I feel like I'm constantly doing mental gymnastics.
And that's exactly what we want to stop. You're trying to be too perfect too soon. So, if the translation trap is a big problem, the core solution is to start thinking in English. Chloe, does that sound intimidating to you?
It sounds a bit like magic. How do you just switch your brain into another language?
It's not magic, but it is a gradual process of retraining your brain. And we can actively train ourselves to do it. Here's how you can start. Internal monologue. Start narrating your day to yourself in English. This is a private, low-pressure way to practice. For example, right now, I might be thinking, I am sitting in the studio. I am talking into the microphone. The light is on. Keep it simple. Labeling what you see. Look around you right now. What do you see? Name objects in English: table, chair, book, computer. Even if it's just single words. Simple descriptions. Expand on the labeling. The table is brown. The chair is comfortable. The book is open. Just 1 to 3 simple words or phrases. The no translation rule even in your head. When you think of a word in your native language, try to force yourself to find the English equivalent directly. Don't let your native language word act as a middleman. Form opinions in English. When you see something, try to have a quick English thought about it. That's a nice shirt. This coffee is hot.
That makes a lot of sense. It's like building a direct pathway instead of always going through a detour. I can definitely try narrating my morning routine to myself.
Exactly. It's about making English a more direct part of your internal world. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we're diving into specific, fun exercises to really boost your thinking speed. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back to English Podcast for Life. Before the break, Liam, you talked about why we sometimes get stuck and the incredible power of thinking in English.
That's right, Chloe. We laid the groundwork for that crucial shift. And now, it's time for the really practical stuff. We're going to give you some exercises you can start using today to literally train your brain to think faster in English.
I'm ready. My brain is warmed up and waiting for some exercises.
This first exercise is a fantastic warm-up for your English brain. We call it rapid-fire word association.
How does it work?
It's simple. I'll say a word, and you, our listeners, and you too, Chloe, say the very first related English word that pops into your mind. The key is not to overthink it. Don't try to find the best word, just the first word. Speed is more important than perfection here. Ready?
Ready.
Okay, let's try some examples. I'll say the word, and Chloe, you give your quick answer. Then listeners, you try it at home. Let's start. Coffee.
Mug.
Tree.
Green.
Computer.
Screen.
Rain.
Umbrella.
Excellent, Chloe. Listeners, how did you do? If you need more time, pause the podcast, but truly try to be as quick as possible. You can even do this with a friend, taking turns.
That really forces your brain to react. It's fun.
Exactly. This exercise helps build those direct neural pathways for quick word retrieval by passing the translation step. Our next exercise is about building your descriptive vocabulary quickly. We'll call this Describe It.
Okay, how do we play this one?
I'll name an object, and you, our listeners, and Chloe, try to say 3 to 5 simple English words or short phrases to describe it. Focus on adjectives, basic actions, or simple characteristics. Again, don't try to build full sentences initially. Just key descriptive words.
Got it. Simple words first.
Let's try it. A phone.
Small, rectangular, black, for calling apps.
A shoe.
For feet, walking, comfortable, old, leather.
A chair.
Sitting, comfortable, wooden, for legs.
Fantastic. Now, listeners, look around you right now. Pick an object, your pen, your water bottle, your book. What 3 to 5 words come to your mind instantly to describe it in English? Don't worry about perfection, just get those words out.
This is great for activating those descriptive words quickly.
Absolutely. It gets you used to linking objects directly to their English descriptions without overthinking. All right, let's take it a step further. From words, we're moving to very short, simple sentences. This is Quick Sentence Builder.
How short are we talking?
Think 3 to 5 word sentences using common verbs and subjects. I'll give you a simple prompt, and you try to form a concise English sentence.
Okay, I'm ready to try.
What are you doing now?
I am listening.
What do you like to eat?
I like pizza.
Describe the weather today.
It is sunny.
Excellent, Chloe, and you at home, how are you doing? These might seem very basic, but they're incredibly powerful for building fluency with fundamental English sentence patterns.
These exercises really force you to react quickly, and I can feel my brain making those connections faster.
That's the whole point, and remember, consistency is key. Even 5 to 10 minutes a day can make a huge difference. Coming up next, we're going to shift gears to how to speak faster and more confidently in real conversations. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to English Podcast for Life. In the last segment, we gave you some fantastic exercises to help you think faster in English.
Yes, and I've already started applying them to my everyday thoughts. Now, Liam, it's one thing to think fast, but getting those words out smoothly, without stumbling, is a whole other challenge. How do we speak faster and more confidently?
That's a perfect lead-in, Chloe. Thinking fast is half the battle. The other half is delivering those thoughts. And we have some very practical strategies for you right now. This might sound a little counterintuitive, but for beginners, filler words can be your best friends.
Wait, Liam, aren't filler words like and bad? Teachers always tell us to avoid them.
And for advanced speakers, yes, you want to minimize them. But for beginners, they buy you precious time. When you feel a blank, or you're searching for a word, using a common English filler word can keep the conversation flowing, instead of creating an awkward silence or a complete stop.
So, they're like a temporary bridge?
Exactly. They signal to your listener that you're still thinking, still engaged, and haven't finished your thought. Some common English filler words and phrases you can use are the classics. Well, often used to start a sentence when you're considering your answer. You know, can be used to connect ideas or when you're trying to recall something. Like, use sparingly, as it can sound informal or overused. So, often used to transition or summarize. Let me see, a good one when you need a moment to collect your thoughts. I mean, to clarify or rephrase. Let's do a quick example. Chloe, if I ask you about your favorite hobby, and you need a second to think, Chloe, what's your favorite hobby?
Well, I really like to read. You know, I spend a lot of time with books. Let me see, I also enjoy hiking on the weekends. That felt much more natural than just stopping completely and searching for words. It bought me time.
Precisely. It keeps the communication channel open, reduces your pressure, and helps you avoid those paralyzing silences. Don't be afraid to use them, especially in the early stages of your fluency journey. Our next strategy is incredibly powerful. Don't build every sentence from scratch. English, like all languages, uses many fixed phrases or chunks of language.
Oh, like how are you? Or nice to meet you?
Exactly, those are perfect examples, but there are many more. When you learn these as complete units, your brain doesn't have to assemble them word by word. They become ready-made responses you can deploy instantly. This saves immense mental effort on grammar and individual vocabulary.
Can you give us some more common chunks?
Absolutely. Here are some you can start incorporating. To agree, I agree with you. That's a good point. You're right. To express opinion, in my opinion, I think that / for me, personally. To ask for clarification, could you repeat that? What do you mean? Can you explain that again? To express uncertainty, I'm not sure, it depends, maybe. To start a sentence, first of all, by the way, actually. Everyday responses, no problem. Sounds good. That's interesting. Just a moment. How to practice this? Listen actively. Pay attention to these chunks when you watch English movies, TV shows, or listen to podcasts like ours. Create flashcards. Write the whole phrase on one side, not just individual words. Practice incorporating them. Try to use one new phrase into your daily self-talk or in a conversation if you get the chance.
This is so smart. It's like having pre-built Lego pieces instead of having to find every single brick.
Exactly. It really speeds up your response time. This strategy is perhaps the most crucial for boosting your confidence and speaking speed. Especially for beginners, focus on fluency over accuracy.
But Liam, what if I make a mistake? People will judge me, right? I always worry about my grammar being perfect.
That's a very common fear, Chloe, but it's a huge barrier to speaking freely. Here's the reality. Most native speakers are far more interested in understanding what you're trying to communicate than in correcting every tiny grammatical error. They appreciate your effort. Think of it this way. Communication is the goal, not grammatical perfection.
So, don't worry so much about every single tense or article?
Exactly. Think of the 80-20th rule. Aim for 80% understandable communication and let the 20% perfection come later. How to practice this mindset? Don't self-correct too much in the moment. If you make a small mistake, just keep going. Only correct yourself if the mistake genuinely hinders understanding. Constantly stopping to fix every minor error will make you sound hesitant and slow. Record yourself. This can be a great tool. Listen back, not to find mistakes, but to notice how smoothly you speak. Identify where you hesitate, and then you can practice those specific phrases later. Find tolerant speaking partners. Friends, online language exchange partners, or a supportive teacher are invaluable. Let them know you're prioritizing fluency over perfection. Embrace the good enough. If your message is clear, that's a success.
That's really liberating to hear. It takes a lot of pressure off.
It truly does. It allows you to speak freely, make mistakes, and learn from them without paralyzing fear. We've got one more big section coming up. How to put all of this into real-world action and make consistent practice a habit. Stay with us.
Welcome back to English Podcast for Life. We've discussed thinking faster, effective speaking strategies like using filler words and common chunks, and focusing on fluency.
That's right, Chloe. We've covered a lot of ground. And now, in this final segment, we're talking about the most important part: how to actually apply everything we've discussed and build a consistent practice routine. This is where your efforts really start to pay off.
I'm ready to put all this into action.
You might think you need to move to an English-speaking country to immerse yourself, but that's not necessarily true. You can create your own English-speaking environment wherever you are.
How can I do that from my own home?
It's about making English a part of your daily life, even in small ways. Change your device language. Switch your phone, computer, and even your smart TV settings to English. You already know where everything is, so it's a low-pressure way to see English constantly. Listen to English music and read lyrics. Find songs you love and actively read the lyrics. This connects sound to spelling and introduces new vocabulary in a fun way. Watch English TV shows, movies. Start with English subtitles first, then try watching without them. For beginners, shows for kids or cartoons often have simpler, clearer dialogue. You can also rewatch scenes to catch phrases. Read simple English materials. Start with news articles for learners, simplified readers, or even short blogs on topics you enjoy. The goal is exposure, not perfect understanding of every word. Listen to podcasts like this one. Find other English podcasts on topics you're passionate about.
That's a great point about changing the phone language. It's such a simple thing, but it's constant exposure.
Exactly. Consistent exposure trains your brain to process English naturally, building that passive vocabulary that eventually becomes active when you need it. Speak aloud, even alone. This is one of the most underrated yet powerful practice methods. You don't always need a conversation partner.
You mean like talking to myself? Won't I look a little crazy?
Only if someone catches you. But seriously, This is about building the physical muscle memory for your mouth and tongue and getting comfortable producing English sounds without the pressure of a listener. Shadowing. Find a short audio clip or video of a native speaker, a snippet from a podcast, a YouTube video. Play it, and then try to imitate their pronunciation, rhythm, and speed at the same time as they speak. Don't worry about understanding every single word. Focus on the sounds and intonation. You're trying to become the speaker. Reading aloud. Grab an English book, an article, or even the news, and read it out loud. This trains your mouth and brain to produce English sounds and sentence patterns smoothly. Answer questions to yourself. Ask yourself simple questions throughout the day. What am I going to do next? How do I feel right now? What did I eat for breakfast? And then answer them out loud in English.
I can definitely try reading aloud. I usually just read in my head.
It's a game changer. It develops that crucial muscle memory for your mouth and tongue, improves your pronunciation, and builds confidence in producing English sounds before you even step into a real conversation. You need to put everything you've learned into practice in real time.
But where do I find people to speak with? Especially if I don't live in an English-speaking country.
There are more options than you think, Chloe, thanks to technology. Language exchange apps, websites, platforms like HelloTalk, Tandem, or ConversationX connect you with native English speakers who want to learn your native language. It's a win-win. Online tutors. Even a 30-minute lesson once a week can make a massive difference. Platforms like italki or Reply allow you to find affordable tutors for conversation practice. They're patient and can give you personalized feedback. Local meetups. Check online platforms or inquire at local libraries or community centers for English conversation groups. Many cities have them. Don't be afraid to initiate. If you happen to meet a native English speaker, politely try to use your English. You could say something like, "Excuse me, do you speak English? I'm learning and trying to practice." Most people are very kind and encouraging. Practice with friends, family. If you have friends also learning English, agree to speak only English for 10 to 15 minutes every time you meet.
Those online platforms sound really helpful. I definitely need to be brave and just start talking more.
Exactly. This is where you get real-time feedback, authentic communication, and the immediate application of everything we've talked about today. The more you speak, the faster you'll become. Wow, Chloe, we've covered so much today. From understanding why we freeze, to thinking in English, to embracing filler words, using common chunks, and finding real-world speaking opportunities.
It feels like a lot. But the biggest takeaway for me is consistency and not being afraid to make mistakes. Just keep trying.
Absolutely. Remember, fluency isn't about being perfect. It's about being able to communicate effectively. Every single time you try, every word you speak, every sentence you form, you are improving.
Start small, practice daily, and truly celebrate every little victory. Don't compare your journey to anyone else's.
Your brain is incredibly adaptable, and it can learn to think and speak faster in English. Give it the tools, give it the practice, and most importantly, be patient and kind to yourself.
Keep practicing, keep listening, and keep speaking. Your fluent mind is waiting for you.
Thank you so much for joining us on English Podcast for Life. We truly hope this episode has been helpful on your English journey.
See you next time.
Happy speaking, everyone!